Hello, welcome in. If you're here listening to this podcast, that means you're destined for something great, and we both know it to be true. So without further ado, welcome to the Dark Matter Podcast. Hey y'all, welcome back to the podcast. Dev here, and today we're talking all things burnout. Now, as I mentioned in the last episode, this is so important now more than ever. I feel like people are misaligned, they are stressed, they're facing a lot of anxieties, maybe a lot of traumas, they're going through things and they haven't really healed. And it's really interesting, and I wanted to go on a little bit of a rant here before we get into the episode because I see it now more than ever. You have all these people online that are either offering services or offering to coach people, and they haven't really solved the issue themselves. I was talking to someone last week and they were saying, I'm at a point where I want to be loud on socials. I'm at a point where I want to join podcasts and I want to go viral, basically. And I love that for anyone. And that should be a good goal. If you're an online entrepreneur, your goal at some level should be to go viral. But here's the thing. Virality is great, but when all eyes are on you, what is it that you're doing? And so I was speaking to this person and I said, absolutely. I've seen that she's been doing a bunch of podcasts and she's been doing a bunch of things, but she doesn't have a main place to direct people. So I asked her, where do you want to direct people? So you go viral, right? Today, you go viral, you get tens of millions of views. Then what? What happens after that? Where are you directing people? Do you have something that they can purchase, or are you literally just doing this for the likes and the follows? Because that only gets you so far. And I feel like when people are misaligned and misguided, this is the challenge that people run into. You end up setting this aloof goal that going viral is going to solve all of your problems, but it doesn't. And then what ends up happening is not only is it a broken goal because it's okay, I want to go viral, but I have nothing to sell or offer. I just want to go viral based on this and based on maybe my looks and based on some of these sorts of things. So it's like, okay, cool. So it's more of a superficial thing than something of substance. But then on top of that, you show up late to the calls, you don't text or respond. It's just very lackluster. And people, I feel like this is a big thing. It surprises me nowadays when people are like, oh, my business isn't doing well, but then they aren't showing up on socials. They show up late to their calls. They don't really care about the effort that they put into the content. And then they just sit there wondering why things aren't moving the way that they're supposed to move. And whether that's because, again, people are still dealing with their own internal narratives or battles and then still trying to coach people or whatever it might be. This is unfortunately where a lot of the world has been. Now, I'm talking, of course, from an online entrepreneurial point of view, but even when I was more in the day-to-day brick and mortar world, there was so many managers that shouldn't have been managers. They don't take the time and the necessary studies to have emotional regulation so they know how to deal with certain things and not get excited or upset about it, know how to effectively communicate, know how to be professional in the workplace and not hold grudges. I think everyone that's listening to this, if you're an online entrepreneur, you can attest to this, and you know that there's a lot of people that are selling and offering things that they shouldn't be offering because they're just not there. You see their content, you hear what they're saying, and they're just not there. That's the first thing. Second thing, if you are in more of a physical day-to-day 9-to-5 brick and mortar, you know that there are managers, leaders in these positions that literally should not be there. It's more of, oh, they were here for a long time, so now they just get that role. And we just live in such a broken day and age where now it doesn't matter how much effort you put into something, you'll always be beaten by someone who has just been there longer. And I feel like this is really a big stressor. And of course, with a lot of stress comes a lot of burnout, because if you're burnt out, usually it comes from the stresses, the anxieties, the traumas. It's constantly on go mode, never actually spending time for yourself, no self-care. It's the constant comparison. It's lack of self-worth and self-confidence. It's setting inconsistent targets and goals for yourself. These things all stem from burnout. Being inconsistent in your life, it stems from being burnt out. Committing to things and then backing out last minute, that stems from burnout. That stems from your mind. That stems from so many different challenges that all add up over time to create this version of yourself that you're not really happy with. And one of my favorite things to do when I'm talking about these things is to really, like, if I'm talking to someone one-on-one, which I have been doing over the last little while through our personal mentorship, yes, we can talk about business strategies. Yes, we can talk about running paid ads. And yes, we can talk about all the different softwares and funnels and all of the different things that you feel are going to move your business forward. But the most important thing is you. It's the person. And so during this mentorship, I always ask people, how are you today? And as we already know, a lot of our day-to-days, we're on autopilot. We are almost like a computer. When you push the on button, it's going to load. That's what it does. For a lot of us, when someone asks us, how are we today? We already have a answer pre-planned to suggest. That's it. Hey, how are you today? I'm good. Yeah, I'm doing all right. Yeah, things are great. That's just a predestined answer that we've already put in our minds to say. And whether it's a conscious thing, and this is the scariest part, or a subconscious thing that we've wired into our heads, this is the thing. It's a RDR. I talked about this before, a reactionary defense response. Your reactionary defense response comes from when you're burnt out, you do not have the mental bandwidth or capacity at the moment to actually be present in the conversation and not give an autopilot answer. And I think we can all resonate with this to some capacity. Whether it's a conversation at work, you're a cashier, you're there at work, someone says, hey, how are you? Yeah, I'm good. So do you need any bags today? It's just autopilot. And that is a clear indication that this person is burnt out. And you can say spending a weekend away, hanging out, just doing nothing for a weekend is going to make you feel recharged. It does, but it doesn't. That's the thing. How do you recharge? And I think this is the most important question that we have. From inconsistent people to inconsistent moods to inconsistent habits and routines, how do you get consistent? Consistency, of course, starts with making yourself feel good. And so when it comes to recharging, putting yourself first is something that I would say 95% of the population do not do. It's so interesting. Me and Jess were having a conversation the other day, and I was telling her, you do not have to do much to get ahead. Literally, you do not have to do much to get ahead. Now, if you really look at this, right, you look at anybody online, anyone that's starting to grow a presence online, anyone that's trying to start a business, anyone that's trying to learn a new skill or habit, just like New Year's resolutions, when you have all these people that commit to going to the gym just to fizzle out 60 to 90 days later, if they get that far, the reason is they're doing it emotionally based. They're not doing it with a real shift in mind, like they're going to create a new identity for themselves. And so it just ends up leading us down this path of doing it for an external reason. And so when we get to this point of self-care, recharging, if we're doing it because it's, oh, I'm so exhausted, I need a day, that is an external thing. It's not an internal thing. Yes, you're exhausted, but why are you exhausted? Are you actually exhausted, or are you just tired of your shitty job? Are you actually exhausted, or do you not like to communicate and say the same thing over and over again every single day at your job because that's the only thing that you do, right? Are you actually exhausted, or are you just bored with your current situation? And I think this is the thing. Once you get past that reactionary defense response, when you ask someone, hey, how are you? And they say good, they're not good. Not a lot of people are good. The only people I would reckon that actually are good are people that don't respond that way. Like when someone asks me, hey, how are you doing today? Yeah, you could say I'm fine. But for me, it's more about I'm ecstatic. I'm excited. Yeah, today it's been a fantastic day because of X. It's a lot more, there's more substance to it. And I feel like you can tell when someone is there and they're present, or if it's an autopilot answer. And so for everyone listening to this, be conscious of this. When the next time someone asks you, or you ask someone else, how are you today? Just take into consideration their tonality, their body language, their facial expressions, all of this when they answer you. And then if they do say something like, oh, I'm good, or I'm fine, be like, yeah, what's so fine about today? Just ask them that follow-up question and watch as it shifts and it breaks their thought pattern, and it actually makes them have to think. And some people may actually have a good reason for it. Oh, I'm fine. Oh, awesome. What's so fine about today? Oh, my girlfriend just got accepted into school. Or, oh, I just hit my new PR and working out. Or I just got accepted to this thing, right? Some people may actually have that, and those people, fantastic. But I'm telling you, there's 90 to 95% of people that will not have that answer. And this is a sign that people aren't taking their self-care seriously, or they're doing it for an external reason. And as you're listening to this, I really want this to really set in. People are exhausted, yes, but they're not exhausted because they are like seriously going to tap out. They're exhausted because they're tired of their current situation. And that is why when you know how to recharge, it doesn't matter if it's just for an external thing, if they're not really exhausted or what. The difference is when you know how to recharge, you're doing it for a different reason, meaning you will actually stay consistent with it long term. Because just like anything, you start working out, you're not going to see results the first day, the first week, the first 2 weeks, you might, but you're actually doing it for 90 days from now. 90 days from now, when you get your six pack, when you have your muscles, when you're nicely sculpted, all of these things, that is what you're doing it for. You're not doing it for the first week. And so just like most of the information that I provide on this podcast, this is the thing. You really want to do this for the long term. Now, when it comes to recharging, the biggest things that have always worked for me is one, journal. You got to be journaling. You got to be getting your energy out written somewhere. You want to write those things down. What happened today? How are you feeling? Like deeply, how are you feeling today? If you're not aware of those things, this is why we go to autopilot. Be more self-aware. Write down all the things that are happening. And this, another thing you can do with coupling with journaling is called evidence journaling. And evidence journaling is basically when you write down all of the amazing things that happened today. And even if they're small things, oh, I helped an old lady cross the street or take her bags to the car, or I helped this person do this thing, or I gave advice to someone who did this thing. It doesn't have to be a hugely impactful thing. And I think that is such a great reminder because, again, we oftentimes compare ourselves to other people online. And when you compare yourselves to all these other people, we immediately think that even if me just helping someone cross the road, that's not significant enough for me to say that I've had a good enough day. I should make X amount of money, or I should see this major shift in someone, or I should pay off something or my family debt, or whatever it is. Like, it's some massive lofty goal that we now equate to having a successful day. Where if you just stay consistent and say, I want to work out, I want to meditate for 15 minutes, and I want to do an act of kindness for someone, evidence journaling to make sure that you've done those things consistently can help move things in the right direction. So first thing is evidence journaling. So important for us to make sure that we're getting the positive affirmations and reminders that we are doing what we're supposed to do and we're moving in the right direction. People don't realize how important it is to reflect and how much we actually do and how much we actually ignore. This is what gets me so much, because you do not need much to actually get ahead. You don't. And I'm going to share more about this at the end. The next thing that you want to do, of course, is learn something every day. You really got to learn something. If you aren't learning something, then this is why people get into this situation and they don't feel like they're growing. They're on autopilot and it just feels the same. I always use this analogy. Plants are living organisms, just like humans. Now, a plant cannot be stagnant. A plant either grows or it dies. It grows with the right nutrients, the right sunlight, the right water. That's why it's going to grow. Or it's not going to receive any of those things and it's going to start to die. Humans are the same. We do not stay stagnant. It's either you are growing and you're learning something new and you're bettering yourself every single day, or you're dying. You're not physically active, meaning that at some point or another, you're going to start to lose functionalities. Your muscles are going to start to tense up. It's not going to happen overnight, yes, but it does happen. For all of us, I mean, I was in high school and even after high school playing second highest. I played provincial level soccer. I was active all the time. I was doing 5 to 10K runs 4 or 5 times a week. Like, it was so consistent. Now I've broken my ankle a year ago. Now trying to run, it's so different. One, I can't even run yet because my ankle is still healing and in recovery, but I'm not going to be as flexible. I'm not going to have as much strength and power. That is just common. And for a lot of us that listen to this is true. If you used to bench 165 and you don't work out for 60 to 90 days, you're not just picking back up at 165. And I think that's just the reality of the situation. So for us, it's always so important to remember, grow. Learn something, read a page of a book, listen to a podcast, do something every single day because you have time. I hate the excuse of I don't have enough time. There's not enough time in a day. There is enough time in a day. Every single human being on this planet has the same amount of time. Don't kid yourself that you don't have enough time. If you really wanted to make it happen, you would do it. Stop making these excuses. I'm burnt out. I'm tired. I don't have enough time. Just garbage. Do it. Do the work. If you're serious about it, put in the work and get it done. Because at the end of the day, we know this to be true. We're our own biggest factors as to what determines our success or doesn't. That's the reality of it. We are the only people. It is up to us. You take your own responsibility on everything that happens to you in your life. And at the end of the day, if you're not taking responsibility, then you cannot move things forward. That's the simple fact of the reality. So with this, you have evidence journaling. Then you have learning something new every single day, even if it's for 5 minutes. Learn something new. Take that information, apply it. You feel good. And another thing is working out. There was this guy that I listened to. He had a podcast and he was saying he was really emotional. There was a host and then there was a guy that had asked a question when he was doing a live Q&A sort of thing. And the guy said he was super emotional. He has nothing to live for and he was considering ending it all. And the guy, the host of the show, he said, look, if you want to do that, I can't stop you. But if you're asking me for advice, let me tell you this. Get a 6-pack first. And then if you still want to do that after, fine, but get a 6-pack first. And the guy's confused. He's like, why would I want to do that? That doesn't even make sense, but whatever. If you're saying go get a 6-pack first, fine. So he says, go get a 6-pack and then tell me if you still want to do it after. If you do, no problem. I won't stop you. So the guy goes 60 days later, gets a 6-pack, and he's like, dude, I love my life. Thank you for teaching me the lesson. People hate their situation and they hate their current physique or they hate their current abilities, but then they don't do anything about it. And then we just chalk it up to, oh, I'm just burnt out. It's like, no, you're not burnt out. You're not burnt out. You're just lazy. You're just not doing the things that you should be doing, and you know you should be doing them. And that's the biggest thing. And I love that analogy. It's like, you think you're burnt out, go get a 6-pack. You think you're exhausted, go get a 6-pack and then still see if you're exhausted. Doing these sorts of things, I'm telling you, are going to move people in a different direction, because the people that are exhausted are not working out. The people that are exhausted are not learning something new every single day. The people that are exhausted are not journaling to see all that they've accomplished every single day, every single week. And this is the biggest determining factor. When people say they're burnt out, I can ask them those 3 questions. When's the last time you worked out? When's the last time you learned something new? And when is the last time you did any sort of journaling to understand more about yourself and become more self-aware? I already know. And those are really massive questions to ask someone every time they say that they're burnt out. Because it's not really burnout. It's just boredom. And boredom with no goal boredom with no aspirations, boredom with no direction. This is what causes the paralysis. This is what keeps people in their same situation. Now, earlier I mentioned it doesn't take much to get ahead, and it truly doesn't. I'm telling you, if you are a type of person that actually just does what you say you're going to do, you already are further ahead than so many people. I was having a conversation with two different people. First person, right? As you know, I have this software. That is my main offering right now. It's the software for all type of online coaches, creatives. If you're an online entrepreneur, this platform literally does it all. And after mentoring people, helping them get to 50K months, generating a multi-six-figure business myself, I know exactly what people need to scale, both in business and in personal. But here's the thing. That is my main offering. And I'm doing this thing right now where when people reach out, I have a demo. And the demo breaks down the entire software. It shows people where they're at and if this is the right move for them. Now, there's been a handful of people that reach out saying, hey, they're interested in the demo. Okay, cool. So I send them over the demo. I say, hey, it's literally only a 13-minute video. 13 minutes. 1-3. How much time do you think you need to watch this video? Oh, well, I'm working today and I have these things later. Tomorrow I'm busy. And then this. I was like, it's a fucking 13-minute video. Seriously. You have to plan a day to watch a 13-minute video and then you're confused as to why nothing moves in your life? This is what gets me, right? It's so funny. And so this person was like, I don't know how long. I was like, if I gave you a week, 1 week, 7 days to watch this 13-minute video, do you think you'd be able to get it done? Yeah, I think so. I think that's more than enough time. Cool. I give them a week and 3 days. So 10 days in total from when I first sent them the link. Hey, did you get a chance to watch it? No, so sorry. But I'll be watching it this morning, okay? I have work later on. And so I planned some time today to watch it. I actually planned some time today without you messaging me. I already knew I was going to watch it. So I'm going to watch it this morning. Cool. I follow up with the next day. Hey, did you watch it? Oh, no, I actually got caught up. It's like this here shows me that you are not capable of anything. Like, disrespectfully. It's so funny because it's like, I get it. People have lives and they have kids and they have a job and they have all this shit. But it's like, dude, if you cannot literally watch a fucking 13-minute video, you are useless. Seriously. The thing is, I understand if it's like I'm pushing it on people, but this person reached out to me saying, hey, I am very interested in this demo. Can you send it to me? Here it is. All you have to do is click a link. It auto fucking plays. You just load the page and it'll play by itself. You couldn't even click a button and spend 13 minutes of your day in 10 days to watch this thing. And that's the same people that cry about being burnt out and exhausted and all this shit. It's like, no, you're just useless. I'm telling you. And then on the other hand, I had someone else on the complete opposite end. Someone else, hey, I'm interested in the demo. I send it over within the first 5 minutes. Hey, so I'm actually using a competitor software. I'm very interested in this, but how does it fare? Can it do this, this, and that? I'm like, yeah, it absolutely can. It's like, well, is there anything that my current software doesn't do? And I looked online, and honestly, their service for what they're paying for can do a lot of the stuff. And so I asked her more so, is there anything that you wish your platform could do that it doesn't? She's like, well, I have a developer team. So if I need anything, I just reach out to them. So far, it's been able to handle literally everything that I have. At that point, it does not make sense for me to continue pursuing this. So I said, I really appreciate your attentiveness. In 15 minutes, she was able to watch the video, understand what it is that I'm looking for, get to the root of, is this helpful for me? Is it going to really help me move forward? Or is it basically an adjacent thing that I might not necessarily need right now because I have a team and it's already pre-made and all of these things? And at that point, it's, yes, you are doing the thing. Thank you for taking 15 minutes of our day and just really figuring it out. Now, I can know that this person is good. She knows what I'm about. If she ever wants to change her mind, she can. Left that in a great conversation. And it's boom. This is the reality. It does not take much. And now I have so much respect for her. She has so much more respect for me. And now we can move forward as acquaintances. Because this is someone that actually gets shit done. This is someone that says they're going to do something and does it. So if I had, for example, a prospect that was interested in whatever it is that she's offering, I would feel good because this person can clearly get shit done. Whereas this other clown that took 10 days couldn't even watch a fucking 13-minute video, but then it's like, oh, but if you know anyone that needs mindset, it's like, please, I'd rather direct them to YouTube than to fucking pay you money. And I think that's the situation that we're in. So I really wanted to go on this generational rant today because this is it. A lot of people think they're exhausted and they're burnt out, but it's like, no, you're just lazy. Unfortunately, that's the reality of the situation. And if you weren't and you actually are exhausted, then journal. See how consistent you can be with even journaling. A lot of people fall off journaling. They can't even journal for more than 7 days without losing momentum with that. So journal for more than 7 days. Learn something new every single day and then go work out and get yourself a six-pack and see how exhausted, burnt out you are 30 days if you stay consistent with that every single day, weekends included. Go ahead and show me. Because I'll be honest, the people that are doing that are not burnt out and exhausted. The people that are doing that and staying fit, mentally challenging themselves and staying on top of their self-care, these people are not exhausted. It's 90%, 95% of the population that aren't doing those three things and then complaining every single day that they're just burnt out and exhausted, can't find 13 minutes to watch a 13-minute video. Sorry, but I have no pity for anyone that plays that card and plays this victim mentality. And at the end of the day, you really want to get ahead, start journaling, learn something new, and go get a six-pack. You do those three things, I'm telling you, 30, 60, 90 days from now, this nonsense behavior of, oh, I'm exhausted, I'm burnt out, gone. It's nonsense. Oh, I need more time in a day. I don't have enough time. It's like, shut up. Still would fucking waste your time doing nothing. So don't add more time just to do absolutely nothing. Be more efficient with the time that you have. A generational rant. Hope you guys enjoyed this half as much as I enjoyed it, because I definitely enjoy getting the energy out and just seeing the nonsense every single day. It just, I'm so grateful that I have a platform, and now we're officially in 21 countries. So I appreciate all the love, appreciate everyone that's been sharing the show. If you're watching this on the podcasting apps, feel free to reach out on the socials. My links will be in the show notes. And if you're on YouTube, feel free to comment down below. Appreciate every single one of you that listens to this show. Liking, comment, and subscribe. It means the world to me. So appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. And as always, I'll catch you on the next one. If you enjoyed today's episode, please like, comment, share, subscribe to it all. You know I appreciate it. And as always, I'll catch you on the next one.